Hello everyone,
Hello.
and welcome to our ship roundup.
What a load of shit.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you wouldn't be the biggest gift would be for me. And the card and text would say, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
So we were on the MSC Virtuosa back in February.
We weren't supposed to be.
We weren't supposed to be, no, we were meant to be on MSC
Preziosa.
But they changed the ship that was going to be docked in the UK. So we ended up on Virtuosa. Which
Again.
We've done again. The reason we wanted to go on Preziosa is because we've never done it and it's a brand new ship. But anyway, this is also at this point the reason why we want to say you need to get a travel agent to help you with these kind of things. So much easier. When we had Stacey helping us with this, was amazing.
So basically, when I booked it, we were booked on deck 11 at the aft of the ship. Long story short, we then got moved to the same cabin category, but however on Virtuosa that's on deck 5 at the front of the ship. So based on that, we weren't very happy going from front to back and top to bottom. So luckily enough, Stacey fought our corner and got us moved upwards. They weren't going to do it. They gave us some onboard credit because they definitely 100% weren't going to do it. But they gave us some onboard credit, which we accepted, thinking make the best of it. But then they moved us anyway, so we got that as well.
Got a nice balcony in the end.
But without an agent to sort of fight your corner and go, hang on a minute, this isn't right. I don't think we'd have got anything because literally the customer service lines and everything like that, you just couldn't get any sense of it. That was it. There was no, you cancel or there was no talking about the fact that you could know. You weren't told, okay, these are your options. You were told basically you are moving ship.
That's it.
And this is your room. Which we'd already paid to pick our own room. So then to be allocated a room that we didn't do, they weren't even willing to give us the money back for picking your own room, which I thought was a bit bad. But hey ho.
But we got to the port. And we got straight on the ship. It was I do love the port of Southampton. It's so quick at Ocean Terminal. We're straight on the ship within 20 minutes. We're there, we were drinking our hand, weren't we?
We were.
At our favourite bar, which was La Resurretta.
The Frenchy one.
The Frenchy one, the nice promenade. It's on the promenade.
And the Galleria.
Great for people watching. Yeah, so then after that, went and dumped our stuff in the rooms because the rooms were ready. And then we headed down to sort out our restaurant times.
We did. Oh, I'm talking about this one. Yeah, so we obviously went for an early sitting because of my gastric band and my dietary requirements and everything like that. A bit difficult. Scott can eat, from morning to night to midday.
I don't eat that much, honestly.
to every hour. However, I can't. I've got to leave a certain amount of time in between and everything like that for reasons. So we booked an early sit-in, which after a bit of homework before we went and booked it, we thought was going to be about 6:30. However, because of a half term, it was at 5:30.
Very early.
So obviously didn't work for us because I'd have either not been able to eat lunch or go off the ship in the daytime, or there'd been a lot of hassle. So we went to guest services to try and move, and we got moved to the corner table where a little lady was sat there in order to try and move, I think. Scott will tell you about this bit.
So this little lady was sat there with her pen and bits of paper, which isn't the best ideal situation because you're literally making a request there. She's writing it down and you don't find out for ages. On Royal Caribbean, you go to the restaurant, you talk to the manager, they got it on the computer, you can see what's available and you're done, there and there where you're going from. Whereas on MSC, you have to wait for your request and then you find out the next day maybe before you're sitting that you've been changed, which isn't the most ideal situation. But we did get moved.
Yeah, we did. We got moved the following day to a late sitting, which also wasn't ideal. Weren't too bothered because of the fact that we were eating at Ola that night. So then we went back to the guest services again, did the little lady with a piece of paper and a pen again, hoping that the following day, by day 3, we'd be sorted, which we were. And we were put in the restaurant with some other nationalities. A few issues with that, not because of the staff or anything like that, just a rather rude man.
Very rude.
Who, you know, was rude to us, rude to the other lady sat quite close to us. She scoffed her food and walked out quite soon, and even the waiter sort of said to us sorry about this person.
Yeah.
We did sort of go to guest services about it and sort of just say, you know, what's going on, but we knew he was going the next day, so it wasn't a major thing. But yeah, it was, you know, in the end it was sorted. It just, you know, 3 days to sort out a table move or a time move, a bit different. But I think maybe if there was less people there because it was half term, it might have been a bit easier, but it was just a bit of a ball ache.
It was just so annoying, the fact it couldn't be done. The amount of technology they have on this boat as well, they have to go back to pen and paper just to do simple things. That's what I think was annoying on this boat. Everything you wanted to do, you had to do it on pen and paper. You couldn't do it on touchscreens and things like that. But that was it. The restaurants themselves were lovely. We ended up in the restaurant that we wanted to go to because it was a beautiful restaurant, and the service in the restaurants
Amazing.
always impeccable. The food, food was lovely in these places.
Yeah, they do. I mean, everyone sort of moans about the food a bit on MSC sites and things like that. Didn't have a problem with it.
Portions are small.
Portions were small. Fine for me. I mean, the pasta, the pizza, anything Italian.
Anything Italian is absolutely
was
fantastic.
Beautiful, absolutely
The
stunning.
mozzarella balls. I wouldn't eat a mozzarella ball on its own. Here I would. They give you a mozzarella ball in a bowl, and it's beautiful.
You couldn't keep those balls out of his mouth.
Go in, Alex. Just see if she's having a go at you.
Come here.
The food in the restaurant, yeah, it's beautiful. The buffet food was okay. Standard buffet food.
Yeah, very busy because of half term.
Really, really busy.
Really busy. Difficult to get a table some days. We didn't use the main restaurant at lunchtime, which we could have. But the main buffet was just, you know, full of children. And what really bugged me is people weren't with their children.
No.
There was some lovely people that were, and really, really, you know, letting the child and saying to the child, just get what you think you want to try. Don't get too much of it and everything else. But then you had other people just being
Send their kids up and get
really stupid, and then the amount of wastage is just, I hate that.
Do you know the thing I didn't like as well? The buffet was breakfast. So breakfast in the main dining room was only from 6:30 to 8:30, I think it was.
Yeah,
at night.
really early.
Really, really early, and then the buffet carried on. So you're getting up, and by the time you washed and dressed, it was 9 o'clock, and the buffet and the main restaurant's closed for breakfast. So you'd have to go to so the only place is the buffet. So one place for food, one place for that amount of people, that isn't good. That's why it was so busy most of the time as well, I think.
It was fine.
We coped with it. We got on with it. But yeah. Next thing we're going to go on to
Shows.
shows. Now, 100% recommend going to the Carousel Productions.
Yes.
And why have you got a peg?
Don't know.
100% recommend going to the Carousel Productions. Their shows are amazing. If you like Cirque du Soleil, you will love these shows. They're a bit weird, a bit interesting, but the things they do on the stage is absolutely amazing. The main theatre shows are good.
Yeah, but really strangely, and I don't like this, you can't take drinks in.
No.
So I like to sit and watch a show with a glass of wine or, you know, an aperitif after my dinner. Aperitif. You know, Scott's there with his cider and black. You can't. Or you can. Yeah, under my own. You find that funny? But basically, you can take bottles of water in, but you cannot take drinks.
No.
Very strange. You know, it's one of those things. You can do it in the carousel lounge, not a problem at all.
Yeah, because you get a free drink with that.
But you can't do it in the main thing. Another thing that I don't like is don't expect the show to start on time. Because
No. This is bugbear everyone
it's back. So when I like to see things, I like to know what time they start. Thank you, Rona, for that kiss. So when they are due to start, they're due to start. You know, when we used to work with Thomas Cook, if we didn't start on time, we got penalised. However, don't expect them to start on time at MSC. By the time, say a show's due to start at 9 o'clock, yes, someone will be on stage at 9 o'clock, probably talking for 3.5 hours in different languages, explaining, you know,
There's always presentations.
Presentations, this, welcome on board for someone from Germany, welcome on board if you joined us and so and so. But the shows don't physically start at that time.
No, so for example, one of our carousel production shows, I think it was the first one, you have to get that started at 9 o'clock, so you have to be there 45 minutes before to get your seat, because the seat's open there. If you want to get a good seat, you've got to be there at 8:15. So there was a show on at 7:30 in the lounge, in the main theatre, so we thought plenty of time, so half an hour shows, sit and watch a show, go over to the carousel, which was the other end of the ship, and we've got plenty of time. No. We had the captain's presentation without the captain as well, that was the other thing, he wasn't there, for a good 20 minutes beforehand.
Hola.
In 3 different languages.
Hello. Guten Tag.
Or more.
Bonjour.
So, but that took ages, and then by the time the show actually started, it was almost 8 o'clock. So we ended up leaving the show.
Yeah.
Because we had somewhere else to be, we had somewhere else to get to. Which is it's a bit of a bugbear. If you want to plan, you've got to plan a cruise. You want to plan what you're doing throughout the night. And you can't.
No.
On MSC, you have to just go with the flow. Which is a bit annoying.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But the shows themselves were great.
I just think they could have started that when people are coming in. You usually walk into a theatre 30 minutes beforehand to get a nice seat. They could have started. What they could have done is do all of that in the time that they were.
People are coming
in. There's no need to do it once the show's about to start.
No.
And you know, people did walk out. You know,
There was quite a lot of us walked out, especially that night where we were all going to Carousel Lounge.
yeah,
weren't we?
it was just, you know, you expect. Sorry, that was my knee. You expect to sort of watch a show at the time of the show. Little bit of a bugbear. You know, stick to timings if you put a
Yes.
time on something.
Yes.
If you put 9:30, you know, it needs to start at 9:30. Or if you put presentation beforehand on all of your planners.
Put it beforehand.
Stand.
Anyway, that was the shows.
Some were really good.
Some
The
were amazing.
Voices one with that bloke singing the opera.
Oh, the Italian.
Oh.
You see, I wasn't too. I
Italy
loved
show.
it, the
Oh,
Italy show, but that was not. I was ill, wasn't it? So I sat at the back, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Um,
It was quiet as well because Scott was ill. So I had a really nice night.
you. Talking of being sick, the medical room, somewhere we've never done on a cruise ship before.
Hopefully never again.
Hopefully never again. It's expensive, mind. Amazing service, but we had €100 for the consultation, plus whatever else
Medication.
medication was there. So I think it ended up like €170 for just one visit.
Did you put
wasn't
the
it?
thing? You can put the price in there if you want.
What price?
I've sent you a picture of the price.
Oh, lovely. We could put
It's
our medical
inserted now.
bills. Put our medical bills in. But and then if I wanted to, because I wasn't still 100% by the afternoon, I didn't feel it kicked in. So I rung them up saying, if I come back down to see the doctor, do I have to pay all again?
Yes.
Yes, another €50 for a second consultation, which to me isn't great. And then I have to pay for medication again on top of that.
So moral of the story is don't be ill.
Don't be ill. But if you do, the service is amazing.
Oh yeah. My advice. I mean, we don't know why we were ill. There was a lot of talk about it on board.
I thought it was overindulgence for me.
Yeah, that lots of people had it. Unfortunately, I had it, but I also had it on the last night. So we were departing, didn't bother seeing anyone at all, but it was quite an aggressive sickness bug. There was no, in their mind, when we went to the
I thought we weren't going to talk about this part, but anyway.
No, when we went to the doctors, wasn't it? There was no sort of, this is the bug, there is a bug, or anything like that. So you just don't know what to do for the best, really. And we're not saying it's a bug, but it's one of those things.
Something was going around the ship by the sound of it in the end. But back to medical facilities, there was like they took me to a consultation room, and then I was in a hospital bed to have a drip. It was outstanding. It was very clean, very good
I
service.
wasn't the drip.
But yeah, that was that bit.
Yeah. And I had a lovely quiet day.
Yeah, I just slept all that day, didn't I?
Yeah.
But yeah, so customer service. Generally guest service on the ship. What do you think?
I didn't know there was customer service on board the ship.
Don't bother going to guest services with things. They can't do anything.
They're basically just there to listen, but they don't listen very well.
No.
From years of working in customer service, there's ways of appeasing people and just saying, we understand, we're sorry, everything like that. Even if you can't do anything about it, just try and make people feel a little bit special. However, it was just blanket, no.
Yep, they couldn't do anything.
Sorry, not to us, no. Everything else, I went to them regarding, because we had to cancel an excursion because Scott was ill.
Oh yeah.
Went
That
to
was
them
awful.
and it was like, what does it cover me as well?
They
Because
could tell
the
us.
doctors, no, I can't tell you that. You have to speak to excursions later. Well, they weren't open until 4 o'clock. So we spent the whole day knowing, whether, do I go on the excursion and risk one of us going, or do we just cancel it, or and then risk losing the whole money for it, or whatever. But guest services couldn't help, and until they were shore excursions were open again, there was just no way of knowing it. Also, we went to guest services to ask about going to yacht club.
Oh yeah.
And they couldn't help us at all, really. They couldn't even let us know whether there was any rooms available. It was just, that was yacht clubs.
There's a separate section apparently. So, even to my mind, if you guest services, you're covering everybody. But no, yacht club is a completely separate thing from them, which is very confusing to us. But they were good on. So they were good on 2 occasions.
Gosh.
One we went to complain about the person. Look at that. And once, when I went to change to a gold member.
Gold member.
So I think that is a good segue into Voyagers Club.
Yeah.
So it is their loyalty scheme, a bit like Royal have Crown and Anchor. MSC have Voyagers Club. So
Which at the moment they if you join, they will match your current cruise status in another cruise
good.
line.
So yes, because when we first did the very first MSC one, mine was matched because I booked the first one to a higher level than your one. So every time you go on, you collect points. You also collect points for excursions, for activities. So our points are built
As long
up.
as long as they're purchased on board.
So
or
our
pre-purchased.
status had built up before we got on. So by the sounds of it, on the app and on my card, everything was saying I was a silver member. Randomly one night we checked and it said I was a gold member. I didn't quite know. We'd had problems with our app anyway because it kept changing what grade we were, what room we were, everything like that. So every so often we check it. So I noticed I was a gold member. So I went down to guest services and talked to him about it and he said, yeah, you've been gold member since you've been on board. So there's quite a few benefits I should have got early on. We were literally on our second to last night now. We were on night 6 when we found this out. So it wasn't the best thing. But yeah, every level you go up, you get certain
Benefits.
like discounts. Like it got us a hours free spa session, didn't it? In the thermal spa, which you got to use. So yeah, definitely worth seeing what you're entitled to on Voyager Club and checking your status before you go on your ship as well. Because obviously, keep checking because we got more benefits as we went along.
Oh.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? I think we've done quite nicely.
No, I don't know if there is actually.
So all in all, what's your rating of the ship in general?
Oh, I love the ship. I love the sparkly staircases.
Out of 10, what would you give MSC Virtuosa?
As a ship, probably a good 8.
Good 8. Yeah, I think I'm the same. Food?
Buffet this time, I'd probably have given a 6.
Okay.
Main dining room this time, I probably would have given about an 8.
Okay.
Ola, I would have given a 10 out of 10.
Ola was amazing. Yes, it was. And for the staff,
Which ones? Bar staff and the staff, the service staff, I would have said were the best ones on board. As in, when I say service, I mean the waiters, waitresses, the room attendant, the bar staff, all of that. I would have probably said, in ways of that, probably given them about a 9. Guest services, I'd probably given about a 7. Didn't find that the crew direction staff were very engaging as such.
no, the entertainment staff, yeah. Unless you were at the activity, doing the activity, they didn't really want to know.
No,
There was no PRing.
no, none at all. And even on nights like White Night and things like that, they were very standoffish.
They stood on boxes dancing, that's all they did.
Yeah.
And to me, that's not entertaining. They were just
Yeah.
go-go dancers. That was
There was
it.
no encouragement, no, even when they meted and greeted you at the sort of theatre and stuff like that, it was like evening.
Yeah, you go, so, yeah, in you go, done.
That was it. There was nothing. No. But that was, I don't know, just was different to what we're used to. You get to know staff differently on different ships. So
Yeah, I guess
some
so.
of the ones we've been on before, pool cleaners are still mucking around, dancing around with the entertainments team, which they did on Wonder, wasn't it?
Yeah,
He-
wonder that guy was
he had
dancing away, didn't he?
An amazing pool
He was
attendant
great.
that just wanted to be involved with everything. And you had, people that you'd meet randomly that would ask how your day was from the cruise direction staff, just walking around.
Yeah, there was
just
no
a little
really
bit
talking,
No
was
one,
there?
no one spoke really.
No. But would you go on MSC Virtuosa again?
No.
Would you go with MSC again?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I would. I'd go on a different ship. Just maybe not We've done Virtuosa twice now. So I think that's it for our roundup though.
Yeah.
We will see you soon.
We will.
We're going on.
P&O.
You forgot that, didn't you?
Or Caribbean, I was going to say. P&O's Iona.
We're going around the Norwegian fjords. So Johnny's learning his Norwegian.
Good morning.
Good morning. So,
If you want to know what that is, please go on to Google and put, how do you say good morning in Norwegian? And all it does is goes, good morning, good morning.
it sounds like Johnny trying to say good morning in an Irish accent. It's very fun.
So, I'm not sure I'm going to be doing that.
No.
There are other ways of saying good morning, like hello, which I think is a much better way than but play it. Oh, you've got your phone on you. Try to see if you can play it. Oh,
Anyway.
literally. Sounds like someone's moaning. Which is Scott's job.
Yeah, oh, thank you. But I think that's it for us for this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Safe travels.
And thank you for being a friend.
Bye. So we were on the MSC Virtuosa. Alice starts barking every time we press record. Come here.
This is why this is the 35th time
Yeah.
we've done this video.
Come here.
The joys of having animals. Did you know that an animal barks when it sees anything when you're recording? However, when you're not recording, they don't bark at all.
Right.